You must be sleeping under a rock or something. You don't understand what's happening here. I'm in God mode nowadays, son. I'm the tribal chief. I'm the head of your table. I'm the provider around here.
YouTube faithful, what is going on? It's Motivation Monday, and I'm hoping to give you guys some advice to get you some green beans on those PrizePicks Chalkboard Sleeper Parlay Play tickets, baby. Absolutely. Let's get in the mix. Gonna try to keep it short and sweet, but you know, Crush, that's a big ask. What I need you guys to do, speaking of ask, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, hey, and maybe leave me a comment. Good, bad, ugly, I don't care, as long as you keep it civil, and remember, I'm a human being just like you, pal. So, we have a bunch of MLB games today kicking off at 5:40, and yes, sir, I'm gonna give you a play of the day, some darts, and we are going to get started right away. Some anchors, some darts, and we're gonna get started right away. So right out of the gate, I see they bumped the Gas Man down to 5.5. Now here's something about Gas Man real quick, y'all. 5.5 Ks for him, he could get it done. I'm personally not going there, but that matchup is elite. So if some of you want to go there, I wouldn't blame you. Now my goal is to give you both sides of the coin, good, bad, and then leave it to you to make the decision. Now I will put my foot down on a few of them and say, hey, this is what you need to take, but not always. So you have to keep that in mind. Folks, the goal isn't just to sit here and give you copy plus paste stuff. That doesn't help anyone. It serves no one. I want you guys to get better. And to get better, you have to understand the sport, the fundamentals, and how to be a winner. Winners win, baby, and losers lose. Period. Doesn't matter. In all things in life. So the first person that I'm going to talk about, the play of the day for the Poverty Padres against the Poverty Twins, Michael King, 5.5 Ks. Why the gobby, Cap? Why are you giving us gobby? Stop the count, know your role. The reason why goblins are so prevalent in baseball is because 0.5 in MLB might as well be a 1.5 point in NBA or something like that you're used to. You understand? 0.5 in MLB is surgical. It's a huge deal. It's a huge difference. That is why PrizePicks board is full of goblins and demons in MLB more than any other sport, fella. Don't believe me? Take a look, and what do you see at the hits, runs, RBIs? It's all gobbies and demons. Now, some of these gobbies pay more, some of them pay less. It's up to you to mix and match how to make your lineup. Now, that is a skill set in of itself. You can have all the right plays. You can have a 60% hit rate, which no one's going to have over the long term, but you could have that and still lose every single day, lose every month, lose every year because you don't know how to make a slip. You don't know how to make a lineup because we're forced into parlaying here. The house has a huge advantage, which means you got to be on point and you got to figure out how to make these lineups, and a guy like me is trying to help you out. So Michael King, 5.5 Ks. It's all about what, class? Why don't you tell me, class? Now Captain Crush can't hear you, but you better have said range of outcomes. I swear you better have said that. So you go over to a site like Outlier, whatever you use, Prop Schedule, whatever they use, Captain Crush doesn't care. But if you do want to use Outlier, you can use my code and you should get 30 days free. If they don't, message support, get on them and tell them you're demanding it. Tell them. Now, we can look at the last 20 and pinpoint the man's floor, which is the lowest he should do, and his ceiling, which is the highest he should do, and we're trying to find a median average. Now, Outlier's going to tell you right there, bang, the average is 7, the median 6.5. They're going to tell you that. But what you want to do is find what is in between and what's the highest. So the floor, as you can see, is pretty much going to be 4. Yes, he has a 3 there, but that's an outlier game. Cross it off. The average floor is going to be 4 because we can see 5, 6, 7. He had a bunch of these. So if we know his starting point is 4 for the floor, then we want to find the man's ceiling. Okay, and you can see all these green bars, they're pretty high, 12, 10, 9, 8, 11, 7. So we want to narrow it down. So once we narrow it down, we can say that it's pretty roughly going to be 7 or 8. Let's be conservative and call it 7. So then we know we're going to get between 4 and 7, leading the Goblin at 5.5, the optimal play, in my humble opinion. Now you can see his whip, it's okay. Strikeouts per 910 is good. Earned runs per 9 is 3. It's a little high. Now, here's the thing. He's exceeded 6.5 Ks in 7 of his last 8 games at home. PrizePicks has the line at 7. That means there's no value because most likely, what class? His A range of outcomes is 4 of 7. The Roo, he's going to land on 7, which is a push. It's not a true win. In a 2-man, you'll cash. In a multi-way, it's going to push, remove a leg. Now, he's 92 percentile in Ks per 9 as well. But look at the matchup. It ain't crispy. That's why the line is lower than it should be. 11th overall in striking out in 2024, and they're 13th in the last 30 days, so they ain't striking out a lot. Now, you can look at the pitching arsenal and everything else. He throws sinkers and changeups for the max. This is what you want to be looking at, okay? Now, I have a personal way to project these that I use, and I have him roughly at 6.8 to 6.9, pushing 7 Ks if he plays 7 innings. And for that reason, I'm taking more 5.5. Now, if you can find it at 6.5 and getting a fixed payout like on UnderDog or PrizePicks, you would take it. But again, it's 7 there, so 5.5 is optimal. I've spent way too much time on Michael King, but this is where the play of the day is. If he sells, he sells. The read is right. The Roo, the range of outcomes is right. The price is right. It's all right, baby. It's right as rain. But it doesn't matter if it's all gravy. It's all right as rain. It's still gambling at the end of the day. They're giving us action on this. They're putting their coin up against ours, and whoever wins gets the bag. They're trying to make money just like we are. You're entitled to nothing. Just because you made a good read doesn't entitle you to cash, okay? It feels like it does, but it's not the case. It's still gambling. There's still chance element. They're human beings. We can't know what they're going to do. You guys have to stop thinking entitled, and you have to start thinking logically, not just in this, but in all areas of this fantasy sport grind, and it'll help you out in your process in the long term. I'm telling you guys, I'm not saying this stuff for my health. I've already learned these lessons. Losing in DraftKings, FanDuel, PrizePicks, whatever. You have to learn these things, and eventually you will. My job is to preach the gospel and to get you guys to understand it, okay? So I will do my best. So Michael King is the first leg. Now, you'll notice right away, if you pair him with any random prop, you're going to get a double up. So the daily double, I did my soccer discount or whatever. Hopefully that cashes. If it doesn't, oh well, I took the discount. It is what it is. I ain't going to be crying about it. Now, where can we go? Well, there's a couple of school of thoughts now, but real quick, if you also want to look at Michael King's pitching outs at 17.5, if he gets 6 full innings, he will cash the, not Tanner, get out of here. Where are you at, King? If he gets 6 full innings, he will cash this. So, because it's going to pay you slightly more, this is something that you want to consider, okay? The 17.5, that would mean he pitches 6 innings, 18 outs. He gets a few quick outs. He keeps his pitch count low, and then maybe he can cash it. All right, I will have exposure to that, but the primary focus for me is the Ks, but I did want to throw that out there because it does pay more. Now, before I give you my gut calls and stuff, let's slide over to DG. This video is going to be forever, but it's been a minute since I gave you guys a long video, so it doesn't matter. But you can load up DG. You can see here, Lugo, 33.5 fantasy score, 57% under. What do I always tell you guys about the fantasy scores? They're the most volatile thing there is, okay? So there's always going to be discrepancies across the other lineups in the industry, so you have to make sure you get in the mix. Now, before the video even aired, before, I saw it right away. Captain Crush knows because the board is like music, sheets of music. I can just look at it and know what's out of place. I didn't even look at DG yet, and the gas, man, over 5.5 Ks was too low. I told you that right out of the gate. Once they moved him down from 6 to 5.5, that's where you could get the argument to take more. Now, personally, I'm fading this, but I don't care if you take it. You can see you're getting the right price to take it on PrizePicks, but personally, I'm fading it. Guerrero! Under 8 fantasy? Yeah, I'm going to fade that. I don't want to sweat Guerrero today. But all these, we're looking for 54.5. That's the magic number for the plus EV. When in doubt, you can go over to the AI-generated lineup that they put, and you can copy and paste whatever's there, my brothers and sisters in Christ. And it ain't just for MLB. They got esports. They got tennis. They got everything. I put in a tennis lineup today. Oh, my goodness. What are we doing here? But, hey, value is value, man. So you can see the GOAT, Brian Reynolds. I got my jersey hanging up in the closet. 6.5 fantasy score. If you want to attack that, you can. You got the Gunner under half a single. You got the Royal Nerfy. You got Lewis over 6 fantasy score. That might be crispy. Taj Bradley and Boyle. Bro's last name is Boyle. Do you know what a boil is? Google it. It's like a heavy blister, and I won't bet on him just because of that. Lugo, less 5.5 Ks. Now, Lugo is in a mint matchup. I took less on his fantasy score, and I'm scared because PrizePicks knows this. They see this too, and they haven't moved it. Underdog had him at 35. Then they moved him down to 33. I need Bricks Angels to come out tonight and deal. I need him to get hits. I need him to do it all. Maybe I take some Ohapi and maybe he smashes one. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. Live stream at 4:45, gents. But Lugo's in the mint matchup. He's facing the Angels, man. I mean, we know they get shelled, so it's gonna be a sweat. But they're pricing it that way. Look, I was just talking about you, Logan Ohapi. Man's 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Guess what? I'll take a shot on it, and hopefully he goes yarn against Lugo. Baby, can it happen one time? Can we correlate the banger with the hitter, and we get bang, bang? It'd be music to my ears, baby. It'd be music. But we know we're going to pay the price with the correlation payout. I'll tell you that. Michael King, under 4.5 hits allowed. I gave that out to the court earlier. My goodness, Captain Crush was on point today. Fulmer, over 2.5 earned runs. You know the Royals have heavy hitters. You know they got a man named Bobby Witt that plays ball over there, and he's coming for blood? I don't know, but it's always going to be in play. I mean, the man's line is at 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Another good reason to have this tool. It pulls it up, bang, bang. It's super quick. I can see the price across the industry, minus 120. Guess what? Old Crush is going to have exposure to old Witt. And let me take a look at old Pasquantino. Woo! Well, you can see here on PrizePicks, his partner in crime, Vinny Pasquantino, is at 2.5, and it's a demon. So you could target any of these guys because, remember, we like Fulmer earned runs over, so you can target any of those, Bobby, etc., whatever you have you. So Fulmer earned runs 2.5, you could put that in a combo. It's 2x, it's crispy. But yeah, this tool is going to be money, mint money, especially for the AI correlated slips during NFL season. Use code CRUSH now, lock in, get your 25% off before they pull that discount like a disease. You want to get it in now. They have 6 months packages, etc. Get it in. You will make money for NFL, I'm telling you. You combine this with Captain Crush's NFL projection sheet, and my oh my, you got the keys to the kingdom, and all you got to do is turn the lock, baby. So you can do something like this if you've got the stones for it. You like what I did there with Gavin Stone? But Seth Lugo, less 5.5, less on his fantasy. Either one of these is fine, all right? And then for hitters, you saw they had Lewis, Reynolds, their fantasy score. Now let Captain Crush talk to you about hitters. Clear the board. Let me talk to you about hitters, y'all. What I like to do, okay, is when I see these hitters that are in nut matchups, nut means elite, good, whatever. If you play poker, you know what it means. When I see that and they put up duds, and I'm talking 0 for 5 like Mr. Manny did for the Padres. He went 0 for 5, and then he went absolutely yarn. Not once, but twice in 2 separate games. Manny Machado if you will, went absolutely berserk. 0 for 5 when we had him at 2.5. The next day we targeted him, and bang! He absolutely cashed everything. His demon, his fantasy score, and then the next day he did it again. That is why you want to target these good hitters that go 0 for 5. Now, I will do this on the live stream. I don't have a list in front of me of the guys that donated in good matchups to attack today. That will be done in the live stream today at 4:45 Central. Now, how do you get in that live stream? You go to CaptainCrush.net. You slide your grubby paw down to the gold package. Silver is there, but it'll just give you playlist. It doesn't give you Discord access. The gold ticket, the Willy Wonka special, is the gold package. And for new members, since NFL's coming up, I got a discount code for you, fella. It's football25, all lowercase. You will get 40% off for new members. Now, for my current members or even new members, you can get 6 months, which is normally $150. You can get it for $120 right here. It's actually $124.99. That will get you through the end of NFL season if you get it right now. And it'll also get you basketball and everything else. You get access to the live streams, the projection sheets, the daily plays, the Discord, all of it. I am giving the best value bar none. New members come in my Discord every day, every month, every week, and they tell me how much value they're getting compared to the other cords they're in or they were in. I do a live stream Monday through Friday at 4:45. Sometimes I do it on the weekends. For NFL, I for sure do one on Sunday, and I interact with you guys, answer your questions, do it all, baby. I give you a daily projection sheet for MLB, NFL, NBA that looks just like this, player name, where I give you what I am projecting every player on the slate that's important, so you guys can have a cheat sheet and know what to plug in. And for NFL and NBA, I color code it for you because it's easier for me to do it. I give you lineups verbatim like these two, Sears and Snell, cash, Sears, Snell, Bowden, cash, all those cashed yesterday. You will find my personal lineups there. I also put them in daily chat, and then you have a list of daily plays where I will put them right here. Sometimes a part 1, sometimes a part 2, just like that in list format. Sometimes I give explanations why I do them, but most of the time I do that on the live stream so I can interact with everybody. I'm always interacting with my cord, guys, and it's 83 cents a day. At the end of the day, 83 cents a day. Now, yesterday you could see Scooble, Snell, Bowden, Sears, put in a 4-man, cash it. Took the 2-man for a little 2X, cash it. I made a 6-man WNBA, hedged it out. I gave this as the hedge before, cash that. Made a 6-man for everyone before 5 minutes before lock, 7:55. People were asking, I wasn't going to cook it. It's my day off. Especially didn't want to cook WNBA. I put this together in 3 minutes and it cashed. Now, some of you will say I missed it. If you weren't in the general chat, you weren't going to get it anyways, even if I posted it through Dub Club. Now, you have to understand something. I do this every single day. I'm always going to have a leg up on you guys on how to build a lineup correctly. That's just like an inherent skill. You can't get upset or whine about it, guys. It's going to happen. What you should do is ask questions so you can learn for yourself. Just like when I see a better golfer than me, I try to pick his brain to find out what I'm doing wrong. Ask anyone that's played golf with me who's better than me. I pick their brain, dissect it, trying to learn, being a sponge. You guys can do the same thing. But you can see here yesterday, I smashed WNBA. I gave out like 8 props and 6 of 8 hit. Okay, that was the 3-man I gave out. This didn't cash, unfortunately. It ended up paying like 1.25x because Scooble sold. It was always his pitch outs. He hooked the gobby. Same thing with this one, and then we're back to square one. But it is what it is. I swept on Saturday, and then Sunday, everything hit but like a handful of plays. Even Watts got on there. My role members are crushing. Eddie gets his flowers. Houston gets his flowers. Anyone who helps out in the role members, which is going to be revamped for NFL season, I appreciate y'all. Trina cashed. The Faceless Man says, good day overall. First day here. Should have took more Crush's plays, but we'll be going forward. Good call on Framber. Hope everyone did well. He's a new member. Timmy brought him in. Timmy's recruiting, doing the Lord's work. Shadow cashed. IMC Black cashed. A lot of people cashed, folks. You just have to lock in. I even cashed NFL preseason this weekend, bro. It was just a good weekend overall. I'm thankful to my community. The promo codes will be in the comment. Now remember, it's 83 cents a day. I want you guys to be a part of it. Value. I'm giving you value. That's what it's all about. Join me for NFL. You'll have a nice family, a good, positive place to hang out, and I will guide you into becoming a better fantasy sports player, specifically for NFL and NBA coming up, baby. You know you want it. You need it like air. You know you're going to be placing lineups, you D-Gen. So let's get back to the cook and wrap this thing up. Another thing I want y'all to look at, my boy, my pirate, I got the P. Luis Ortiz. Hammer the more 4Ks? Absolutely not, you stinky, smelly D-Gen. No, we ain't going to 4Ks. Now, he can get 5Ks against the Poverty Rangers. I'll be the first one with my hand up being like, oh yeah, you can get 5Ks versus the Rangers. I won't begrudge him a bit. I absolutely think he can. But am I taking more? No, I'm taking less. He's 3.5 almost everywhere else today. So he's going to have to get 5 to beat us. If he happens to land on 4, we push. I like it. I also think his hits allowed. Demon is in play. Now, here's the thing when you take these type of lineups and stats, okay, propositions. They can get yanked long before this comes to fruition, okay, realizing this equity. 2.5 earned runs is a gobby. He 100% could give up 3 runs, but it is hard to give up an earned run. Remember, everything has to go your way, and he could get pulled before then and only get 2, maybe even only 1, or he could go out there and do his job for once and deal. As a Pirate fan, I don't think it's likely. Now, his hits allowed Demon, he could give up 4 hits and then get yanked because he gives it all up in the same inning, but I do think there's a little bit of equity there. It's always tough to sweat less than 4Ks on anybody, but I think you can go here. I think it's okay to have it in at least a few. Don't let your night depend on any pirate, specifically Ortiz, but it is something you can have exposure to. So we talked about Fulmer, Ortiz. We talked about the play of the day, King. For hitters, I like to discuss them in the live streams because they're very volatile and I like to go over them in detail with my projections. But you could take Reynolds more 6.5. I don't hate it. We talked about Lugo. We talked about Kikuchi. Now, this line has me absolutely flabbergasted. Brian Wu, I have no idea why he's at 4. I'm not going to go into detail on it here on this YouTube video. I think I've given enough information. But all I'm going to say is I can't figure out why this line is 4. I think it's going to go back to 4.5 before lock. If you want to have exposure to it, you know the Dodgers have been K'ing a lot. Wu is a decent pitcher. You absolutely could get your cards in, lay them face up, and maybe you got aces taking this. I'm not exactly sure. I will leave that to the YouTube faithful to decide. Now, there is no WNBA today, but it is tomorrow, and I will cover that tomorrow, and we will talk about it on tomorrow's YouTube video. But make sure you're paying attention to Satal Sabali. They already pulled all her lineups. It looks like all of her stats. I mean, she's already off the board. I locked her in early. I told the cord. That's why another reason you want to be in there. Guys, I'm always plugged in Monday through Friday. Saturday and Sunday, I go light and take it easy. I'm still plugged in there. But Monday through Friday, my brothers and sisters in Christ, no one's more plugged in than Captain Crush. Let me tell you guys, I do everything I can to help my community win. Now, Dane Dunning also is back in the starting lineup at 5Ks. People are going to think, oh, it's a great matchup. He's a contact pitcher. He can get a lot of strikeouts. I've seen him throw no-hitters. I've seen him get strikeouts. But I personally would be leaning less, even though it's against the Pirates. But I'm probably just going to fade it. Now, there's a whole lot of other books. There's Chalkboard. There's Sleeper. I got promo codes for all of them. Give them all a shot. You'll get better lineups over there. But let's check out UnderDog real quick and see if we can find any value. And then we're going to get out of here. This video is probably 30 minutes. But it's been a hot minute since Captain Crush has went on for 30 minutes. Let's keep it a buck, folks. So Tyler Fitz at 7.5. You get a little bit more fantasy points for walks on UnderDog. I will absolutely take that. I love the matchup. Love everything about it. Kikuchi's fantasy. Sure. Santander. Salamander. If you can find him at 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, my brothers and sisters in Christ, Anthony Santander at 1.5 is absolutely in the mix. Remember what I told y'all about hitters. You want to attack hitters that put up donuts that are due. That is optimal. And I go over that in the live stream, y'all. So here we go. I'm going to take Yo Bobby, Santander, and Fitz in a 3-man on UnderDog. And wherever it lands, it lands. We're getting a little bit more value than on PrizePicks with these fantasy scos. Oh, look, they had Santander 1.5. They graded all out. They're one step ahead of Gold Crush. You hate to see it. We got Fitz and then Kikuchi, and we got a crispy 4-man 10 to win 100. Are we going to power it? Sure, I'll power it since it's only 10. You can use that. Promo code CRUSH. They'll give you a full deposit match, 50% up to 200, up to 500. So if you deposit 500, you get 50%, so 250 in promo, and you get a free square, and they're giving daily discounts and NFL all season long. You got to make sure you're using all the pick'em sites, baby. Now for this, you could go to reuse, take out Yo Bobby, take out Kikuchi, and just take this in a 2-man. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. You got 2 heavy hitters, 10 to win 30. Bang. If these 2 cash, we got 2 legs down in the 4-man, and we're in the mix. Code CRUSH on UnderDog, y'all. And you'll also get 30 free days in my Discord. I started that promo. Everyone else has duplicated it, but that's how you know Captain Crush is always one step ahead of everybody else in the industry. Now, I have some final thoughts, guys. If you did win yesterday, always go light after a big win. Always erase whatever happened the day before as far as hitters and everything else. Don't make a decision based on what they did the day before, guys. And then one more thing. Emotional temperament is huge when you guys are doing this. I'm begging you guys, keep a grip on it. If it's not fun, take a break. You're doing this to have fun. Hopefully you make money, obviously. But first and foremost, it should be about fun, making sports more enjoyable that you wouldn't normally watch, games that you wouldn't normally watch, having fun with your friends, and sweating with your friends, building community. That's what it's all about, y'all. Instead of spending 20 bucks to go to the movie, you spend 20 bucks on one of these pick'em sites. You sweat with your friends virtually. It's 2024, and it's a beautiful thing. And in my community, sometimes there's a few people trying to be like whatever, toxic, complaining that things chalks, but for the most part, I keep it in check. Everybody has a good time sweating things together, especially on the live stream. And I'm glad. I think I got one of the better communities out there overall, going by what other people tell me. I'm not not in any other chords, but this is what my community tells me personally, and I'm extremely thankful for them and the YouTube faithful. Please like and subscribe. I am giving away 2 copies of NFL Madden 25 to Discord members. I was going to have a Madden tournament, but we can't seem to put it together, so it looks like it's just going to be a wheel spin. So if you are in the Discord and you do watch this video and you want to be on the wheel twice, make sure you leave a comment. 1, it lets me know you made it this far, and 2, it'll get you another ticket on the wheel. Now, don't flood the comments with it, but just 1 comment saying who your favorite hitter is in the MLB. That will get you an additional ticket on the Wheel of Chalk for Madden 25. I'm giving away 2 copies for your platform of choice, and Captain Crush will be there to wax the floor with all of yous. And speaking of NFL, I will be doing best ball drafts live very soon on UnderDog. You don't want to miss it. Again, here's the salute. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Sorry for the long video, but my brothers and sisters in Christ, let's crush.